All right, folks, we'll open it up with questions for Coach Johnson, front row. And if you could, your name and affiliation. Dave?
Dave Biddle, Bucknuts. Hi, Larry. Can you talk about the development of Jalen Holmes? I know he's been playing a decent amount for a true freshman. Do you see him playing more? Just talk about his development, if you would.
Well, really, he's been playing pretty well. He's just a young guy trying to learn how to play in the system. You know, 10 or 15 plays here and there, just kind of get his feet wet. And as we move through the season, hopefully he can give us 20, 25 plays.
And Rashad Frazier went down with an injury. Is he okay, or is it?
Not sure yet what's going to happen for the game. You know what I mean? He had an ankle injury. We're just going to wait and see what happens.
I want to, and last thing, I want to get a quick update on Noah Spence. I'm sure you guys don't know exactly what's going to happen next year, but what can you tell us about Noah? What's going on with Noah right now that you can tell us?
Just that he's seeking service, getting help, and just trying to get healthy. You know, that's the biggest thing. He's going to class. He's still doing the same thing, but he also get some counseling, those kind of things.
Thank you.
Yeah. Second row middle, Ari.
Larry, Ari Washburn, Cleveland.com. Just was wondering, now you're almost a year into this here at Ohio State, and you know, you're going to be playing Penn State this week, obviously, but what's it been like for you trying to chart out Ohio State's territory in the recruiting areas that you spent so many years at Penn State, you know, establishing for yourself and having to go against them, and you know, how's it going for you?
It's going pretty good. You know, actually, in Maryland area is still the same area. You know, I have Maryland, Virginia, D.C. And the guys that know me, so I'm just walking in with a different color on. But I think they know the value of what I bring to the table, in fact, what I'm looking for. And Ohio State speaks for itself in education-wise in the program. So I'm not selling anything different, really just selling something I really believe in. And I believe this is a great institution.
Is there any roadblocks or, you know, people that you've known, or I mean, were there any challenges to just, besides just putting on a different color shirt, that you had to go with charting out that territory for this program when Penn State's been so successful and continues to be successful there?
Well, it's kind of exciting because, you know, Ohio State has gone to Maryland a lot. You know, you look at our roster, not a lot of Maryland, Virginia players on the roster. And so now going in with Ohio State, it really helped because there's a lot of interest in this right now.
Front row middle, Todd.
Larry, how unusual is it going to be on the visiting sideline and the visiting locker room in that stadium this week?
It'll be different. It'll be the first time. You spend 18 years in one place for a long time, and then you walk back in there and different sideline and place you've been for 18 years. But I'm looking forward to going back, and I'm looking forward to going back with Ohio State University. So I'm looking forward to going back home and being excited to play in the stadium.
How's Steve Miller played the last few weeks? It seemed like he kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start and come on the last few weeks.
You know, Steve Miller, first-time starter. You know, playing his career for us, and I came in and. We talked about him this morning. He really has done a great job. He's a great worker. That's what he brings to the table. He'll play hard every snap. He's smart. He does exactly what you tell him to do. And I think he played really well last week also.
And front row right, Tim.
Yeah, Larry, elaborate on, you're going back, you were there for 18 years. I mean, did you ever feel for teams that came in there on like white out the nights and things like that? I mean, what was it like, I guess, that atmosphere from that side?
It's pretty exciting. There's a great student body, great fan base. It'll be loud, and we counted on that being loud, going with the team coming in. And our players, you know, they went to another notch when they got to play in front of 8,000 and white out, those kind of things. So it's going to be fun. So it's going to be a great environment, but, you know, there's 8,000 here. You know what I mean? So that's fun to play in front of also. So I think it'll be exciting. I think our players will be jacked going back in there to play again and play in Penn State.
I was going to say, what will you tell your guys about that environment? Because now you're on the other side. I mean, how do you actually prepare for something like that?
Well, the best way to block the door is out to score points and play great defense. And if you do that, it'll be pretty quiet. And so hopefully the selling point is go in and play well. And that's the key.
Is there a little bit of melancholy here, though, too, for you? I mean, you spent all that time there. There was a time when some people thought you might be the head coach, and you were the interim head coach for a while and stuff. Did you leave there did you feel like on good terms? How did you feel like you left the place?
I left on my terms, and that's the good thing about it. I left on my terms. I felt it was time to move on. Coach Franklin brought his staff in. I didn't want to be the guy that would be held over again. And so I felt the best thing for them to do to move on. And I found a great home. And I'm very happy here at Ohio State University, and really look forward to the future here for many years.
Front row left, Doug.
Larry, are you going to go see your old house?
No, I'm not. We sold it, got very lucky and sold it about 3 weeks into the process, so I won't stop by. Yeah, I'm going to be in a hotel complaining for the game. I won't see anything, to be honest with you.
we talked, have you been able to rotate on the defensive line like you had hoped coming into the season? I know you said, and Ruben said, you played a lot of guys on Saturday. Has it been what you wanted, or has it maybe been not quite what you wanted?
We're close. We're playing 6, 7 guys, and I'm only used to 8, 9. But it depends on the game too. We have some young players got to get ready. And we have good players. It's tough to really take those guys out. But right now, I'm just trying to rest them. You think about last week, I think Joey Bosa played 51 plays, opposed to playing 67 plays. And to me, that's going to help us down the road. Mike Bennett played 42 plays. That's going to help him down the road. And so we like to continue the rotation. We're going to play 7 to 8 guys that go forward. We just got to wait and see. But we're going to rotate.
And final questions, far right here, Clay.
Yeah, Coach Clay Hall, ABC6. I was asking Coach Meyer about just outwardly the difference between Mike Vrabel and yourself, and though he might use more colorful language or whatever it is, but he thought you were very similar. What is your approach to coaching young kids, and what do you think the common denominator is there?
I think we both do it different. I think we're both a technician. I think we're fundamentally sound in our coaching philosophy, what we believe in. There's different ways to deliver a message with two players. Mine might be a little different. I am a developer. I like to really be close to a player, develop a relationship. And I tell guys all the time, I don't want to coach you, I want to invest in you. And if I invest in you, really, at the end of the day, when you have you get married, have your first kid, you'll call me up and say, hey, Coach Johnson, I just had my first kid. That's the investment. And when you can invest in a kid and show them that, boy, they'll do anything in the world for you. So that's kind of my march, is try to make sure the players understand that, I trust them, I believe in them, but I'm also going to invest in them.
You coach a rugged brand of football, and yet you said kind of in the preseason you get away from it. You kind of like being in the plants and arranging the flowers. A little bit different than maybe we might expect.
That's kind of my style, we just built a new home here, and I had a chance to get out in the yard and plant some flowers. It's just a way to get peace, just kind of think to myself.
Can I ask one quickie?
Sure.
Have you ever been in the opposing locker room at the stadium?
I have not.
What do you expect? I mean, have you heard about it?
I have heard about it.
And what had you heard about it?
It's very small.
Yeah.
Coach, thank you very
You're
much.
welcome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Quaint, yeah, it's quaint.